Processing of state tax returns for the past 7 months, and still we get the occasional email from viewers still waiting for refunds. But not once has the tax department ever agreed to grant us an interview. Now it seems the state controller's office is prepared to get the answers we've been denied. When viewers started contacting CBS 6 in May with questions and concerns about delays in receiving tax refunds, I went to the Department of Taxation and Finance. Spokesperson Geoff Gloak said there was no problem. The processing of paper income tax returns takes longer compared to e-filed returns, he said. Tax Department employees begged to differ and said the response was a cover-up of significant problems. We discovered a third-party contractor hired to handle the paper returns couldn't. In August, I contacted State Comptroller Dinapoli's office about the tax return flap, and just recently his office sent a letter to Tax and Finance Commissioner Mattox informing him the Office of the State Comptroller has scheduled an audit of the Department of Taxation and Finance's processing of paper income tax returns and refunds for the 2012 filing year. Dinapoli also issued this statement. After receiving numerous complaints about delays with tax refunds from those filing paper tax returns, I asked my auditors to engage an audit. The public has a right to know how the state is handling its money and to expect tax refunds in a timely manner. I've been trying for 6 months now to get someone from within the Department of Taxation and Finance to sit down with me and talk about the problems with the returns this year, but they have routinely denied the requests for an on-camera interview. However, now that Controller Dinapoli has said that he's going to see what he can do to get some answers from within the department, we thought we'd take one more shot at getting some answers ourselves and figured we'd make it in person. First stop, Building 8 on the Harriman office campus.
I'd have to send you over to Building 9.
The people who could answer questions were next door. Different building, same result.
I just called up there and there's nobody available today.
Once again, shut out by the tax department, but they won't be able to shut out the state controller. We'll have to wait for the results of his audit to get more of the answers we've been looking for. Already, the controller's office has determined at least one thing. In 2012, Tax and Finance racked up $1.1 million in overtime. This year, it's $5.9 million, an increase of 436%. The tax department has said overtime will not come at any additional taxpayer expense. And it looks like we're not the only ones the tax department hasn't been talking to. In a telephone interview today, Governor Cuomo was asked about this year's tax return delays, and his response was, "I have not heard anything on that." And just before airtime, Tax Department spokesperson Geoff Gloak sent me this statement. The department is working closely with the Comptroller's office throughout the audit process. Payments to the vendor have been frozen. Recovery of the department's costs is provided for in the contract.